Alright folks, welcome to this video where you once again join me in the beautiful landscape of Scotland today, and it's an extremely windy landscape, and I do apologise for that in the audio. Today folks, I'm hoping to come here into these wild lands or agricultural lands and actually document the remains of like an old cottage. So that's basically today's mission folks, abandoned cottage. The weather's so extreme, I can't even exaggerate it to you. In the field I'm in, there's like nothing to break the wind, it's coming full force. So I'll update you once I'm at the far side of here. So this is a madness today folks, the wind is so extreme. I've got a bit of windbreak here from this hedge now, and I can actually see the chimneys up ahead of the location that I'm hopefully going to explore today. It's one of these ones that I'm not even sure if it's abandoned or not, but if it isn't, I've got a secondary location even further over here, which is also an abandoned location for sure. So if the first ones fail, we've got another one on the go folks. I'm absolutely gassed walking up this hill, walking through this long grass. It's such a fun adventure. I love coming to these places that I've never been before and putting them on video for the world to see. But sometimes with places like this, I don't give away the exact location because I didn't want them to get vandalised or destroyed. It's just a wee exclusive look here on the channel. A bit of fun, seeing a bit of history forgotten in such wild places, or agricultural lands you could call it. Check it out folks, I don't know if you can actually see it, the cottage is up there on that ridge. The wind's blowing these trees so extreme. Oh, it's just crazy. The land here is amazing to explore, but I'm always wary going underneath trees on a day like this in case they blow down on my head. Mission update folks, I'm getting nearer the cottage, you can see it over there. I'm just following this section around, hopefully I can kind of get in. I think there's a track that comes around the far side of the cottage. Yes folks, I can see it, it is abandoned. Look at it up here, and there's actually another building as well, even nearer us, which would have also been a cottage. Wow, these are some mad old abandoned cottages. On the old map as well, there's actually an area here marked as a well, so I'm thinking it could be potentially within one of these fence lines over here. Yeah, I'm thinking my best route, I think I'll go up there and then directly in. Check this out folks, look how overgrown this area is. A few months ago we couldn't have even got into this location. It's just such an absolute overgrown madness. I think I should be able to just go along here. I can see it there. Hopefully I'm at the right side of the bushes. This looks like corn or something that's planted here. I'm sure that's what it is folks, check that out. So here we are folks, check it out. The last remains of an old cottage. There's actually another one over here. We'll go and look at that in a second once we've seen this. Look at the character of this old building. It's definitely been lived in probably 1800s into the 1900s. That's what I would say from the slates on the roof and such like. But from the chimney stones, it's like the roof's been different originally, probably like a stone slab roof. Now look at the wee window and stuff here. You can see the stones behind the chimney are actually damaged from the heat. And look at that, the other wee cottage over here. These would have been farm cottages originally. Wow, we'll go down here to get a shot of this. Unfortunately my shadow from this angle is pretty low. That's so cool to see that folks. Once again on the channel, incredible abandoned history, and just the character of that, it's like, it blows my mind. Each place I like to just take my time and uncover the layers of history. And look, this one's had the wee garden down here. And look, here's remains of the old doorstep. Wow, what do we have right here folks? Let's have a wee look in. Obviously we always come with the greatest respects to like landowners and the house owners. We only come in to document the history before it is gone forever. And look at this here, this has most likely been added on to the house from its original time. You can see it here, like the old bath. Wow, look, the bird's nest is on the wall. It's amazing that can actually cling on there to the smooth surface. Swallow nests. Now look at the old wiring. Whoa, there's an attic. What is that? There's an old electrical device there in the attic folks. I'm a bit wary standing on this bale in case rats run out. Whoa, I want to record up there. There's a lot of wind blowing in from up there, folks. Let's have a look. Real history there, folks. Obviously, I've got no idea what you just saw. That's so crazy. Like, there is definitely stuff up there. Wow, look at the paint they've used as well in here. Wow, nobody's been in this house for so long. The spider webs and stuff are just mad. It's actually in great condition, really. It's got stone floors, folks, and that's why I'm trusting it. Some of the houses you would have seen me in recently had wooden floors, and you have to be so much more careful in that scenario. Look at this, the beautiful fireplace. Wow, it's so cool to come and document this part of it. If anything today, to come and see this. What a scene of abandoned Scotland. Even in a storm, we've managed to come out and see such a cool place. Look at the old wooden lined walls. This would have been lived in probably early 1900s, probably mid 1900s I would say, judging from the electronics. But then look, there's an even newer plug socket. So who knows what was going on with this place. I love the fireplace. Look at the old mantelpiece right there. Think of the clock on the top of that ticking away. And look at the detail of the cast iron work. The way the cobwebs and stuff cling onto it. And then the details of the old tiles. Just so special. That's the little window we could see the outside of. And it has been boarded up, I think, to a certain degree. It's like somebody smashed it, which is so sad to see. History often gets damaged after years, and that's why I like to come and document what is there at a certain time before it does fall down and get ruined. You can see how stormy it is today, and it lets you know how many storms these places actually put up with. Check it out here, folks. Look at this old front door. These old Scottish houses did have that, where it's like two different halves. And some houses are still like that to this day, and it originates from this time. That's cool to see. Let's open this next room and see what remains of the history. It's quite eerie. Whoa, see, this is a wooden floor at this end, so I'm a little bit more wary, because you never know how long a thing like this has been empty. Whoa, it's actually, looks like it's in decent condition. Whoa, this window as well is like smashed. I'm going to take a wee look over here. The floor feels pretty good at this point. What do we have here? Oh look, there's more house, but I'll go in that other door instead of coming through this way, because I don't like upsetting some of these old hinges and stuff. This must have been like a little bedroom or whatever at this side. Look at the fireplace. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It looks like those stones there have been thrown through the window, and I can't understand why like people enjoy doing that, like throwing a stone through a window. It's so pointless. It's such a shame when the history gets ruined and damaged, and that's the reason that I don't give away the exact location of every place that I visit. Sometimes it's cool just to have it as this little postcard of history. It's almost like a time capsule of history. It's just so interesting to see. Even this be the bathroom. That's how it's been updated and maintained. See on the floor there, folks, look at that. It's like those old things you put the camera film into, the spools for the camera, and then you would take those to the chemist, and then they would like develop the film for you. So that's cool to see. So I wonder what's on those films, if there's any in the boxes. Some old pictures of this house maybe. It could be super eerie. So as you can see for these buildings, I always leave them as I find them. You can see I've closed all the doors, because that's also important. If I find the door like that, I always leave it like that. Okay, and it's cool coming to these places and just seeing them, and then obviously all you take from it is the memories and the footage. It's amazing just having them as, I've said it before in the video, I think, but it's like a time capsule of history. The way the little individual details of the architecture were back in the day. Yeah, it's like, I wonder if that has been a similar cottage to this, and then they've actually done away with the one over there and it's been abandoned, and then they've maybe actually just extended this one. then it's been a single house at this spot. Yeah, this is crazy because look, they've got a garage and stuff there, like some old boiler. And that's, yeah, that's the end of the room. We need to go and have a look there. I'm sure that's the same as the bit we were looking through the door at. Yeah, oh wow. This is the original cooking, the kitchen. This is so cool, folks. Look, folk have been going into this attic, which creeps me out a bit. It's quite eerie. But look at this old cooking stove. It's got the doll on the top of it, and that is an eerie scene right there, folks. Check that out. Wow, man, look at that. The way it's like corroded. Must have been from the water coming down the chimney over the years. Wow, this is just such an amazing little house. Some kind of box. Everywhere I stand, there's just glass all over the floor. That's how you can hear that when I take the footsteps. Yeah, that's been a proper cooking range, like an agger. Look, there's the wee gauge. The fire itself's probably actually really good. It looks in decent condition. Just think about the meals that may have been cooked up on this at a certain time. That is eerie with the doll sitting there too. That's the door we looked through a minute ago. And look, there's even a wee cupboard at this end. Whoa, wee shelves. Look at that there, what is going on? That's probably been like a wee window, which is like a vent for the larder. There's a wee bit of newspaper there, but it's nothing that says the date. It's only just a wee bit of a newspaper page. Yeah, what a crazy scene this is, folks. This has been the kitchen. It's amazing to see the layout of this place, and it's so much bigger than I thought from the outside. Oh, look, this has been a bedroom. The lampshade is just down there nowadays. It looks like there's been birds nesting on the lampshade and then it's given up and it's fallen down. Oh, when you hear the wind outside roaring, it's just incredible. Look, this has been a proper hefty door. Look at the hinges. It's like something off a castle or a field gate. And look at the wee Bakelite light switches. Yeah, a place like this, folks, it's just a time capsule of history. One day it'll get renovated. All these wee details like the fire and stuff will just get forgotten, and even the wee Bakelite light switches. Look at that there, there's some of the things for washing the dishes. Oh, this is the door that goes onto those hinges. So that's crazy. Oh, everything's still here pretty much. It's just been taken apart, and I think the stones lying here have also been thrown through there for some mad reason. And look, here's the area the person would have hung their coat. And this is the wee electronic room right here, where the main power must have been coming into the site. Oh, this is super cool. I've loved today's adventure, and I love the decor back in those days. When you see all the yellows, and even the plaster work, see how it curves at certain bits and then it slopes at others. So special to see each individual detail, and you piece together the history of the full location once you've actually explored it. Look, this is one of the things I could see from the distance, folks. Look, it's some old boiler. This is maybe like the old wash house for the house, or it could just be a gamekeeper's boiler. Sometimes they would like boil up rabbits for feeding their dogs. And this room does look a lot newer, I would say, now that I'm looking at it and judging it. So that may be some boiler for an old wash house, or I'm saying it could be slightly more modern as a gamekeeper's boiler. It's hard to lay your finger on it sometimes, but I like to throw out all theories on the channel, folks. Yeah, look, that's been a garage. Yeah, there's sofas and stuff in there, so I think somebody's been chilling in there probably in like the 80s or the 70s. So that is some old school sofa right there. Yeah, look, you can see the difference how this has been built on. It's been such a cool little house. I just love spots like this. And look how overgrown it is. You can see how a couple of months ago you wouldn't have even been able to push through here, even as I've done today. Yeah, I'm going to go around the back of here. We'll look at the back of this house and then we'll punch over and take a look at this other house that's on the same site. And then I'm sure if I actually go down this road, there's a whole other abandoned complex, but I'll save that for another video. Today it's about this place, a little abandoned cottage. Yeah, the wind's so strong around here because it's unbroken here, there's no trees or anything. Here's the back of the house, and look, there's the wee window, which must have been like the larder cupboard where they would have been storing the food. The roof and stuff's in great condition with this one. I love this little house. Such a peaceful little spot out here as well. And yeah, the roof looks like it's been upgraded or maintained well into the 1900s for sure. Look at the lie of the land here, folks, with this other little cottage at the far side. Just think that's probably been another little family. Originally, probably the people at both these cottages would have known each other, obviously, because they would have been neighbours, but you can imagine the crack back in the day. I've still got my torch on as well in my hand. Yeah, looking back at this cottage, it's been such a cool little nugget to find, and it just shows you there is some cool places always to find. Sometimes doing YouTube you would think, oh, you'll run out of places to go, but Scotland's just got so much to show, and it's so much fun uncovering the layers. You can see this cottage here has been abandoned at an earlier time, so there's far less of it left, and maybe some stones and bricks were actually taken from this cottage to make that extension on that one at a later time. Because yeah, you can see it's actually got the same top stones at the chimney, so it shows this end of this cottage here would have been identical to this, and then everything you can see from the second chimney onwards there would have been added onto that place, and then at an even more recent time the garage and stuff was put on the end. So that shows you the 3 eras of that cottage, and I reckon the new roof and stuff would have been put on that cottage there at the same time this one was abandoned. Look at this, you can see the old fireplaces here, they're actually in great condition. The old front door of the house would have been there with the 2 front windows, and it's like the chimney has been repaired or fixed throughout this house's life. Yeah, let's pop down here, folks, and take a look at this fireplace. Things are still quite overgrown at this time of year, but still we can kind of get a decent look. Let's take a look up the chimney, see what we can see. Wow, and then look at that there as well, you can see the wood where the mantelpiece and stuff would have been laid in here. Wow, what a crazy scene of Scotland, folks. I do like to say that on my videos, but each week we're bringing you little madnesses like this. In the map too, you can actually see there's like a well or whatever over at that location, but I'm not going to include the map picture for this particular adventure, just for the vandalism's sake. It's such a beautiful place to explore, not only with this more ancient cottage here, but that incredible nugget up there. So much fun. And look, this one's had some mounted here. I'm not sure if it's had maybe a beam resting on these bits, or maybe that's just been a gutter, but it could have had a wee roof here like a shed potentially back in the day. Wow, that's been so much fun. What a mad adventure this has been, and I've had to pretty much push through some difficult ground to even get here, over a few fields and such like, so it's been cool that I've been able to complete the adventure and document the history of these cottages. Anyway, if you want to see where I go next, I'm going to try and go further over these hills to another abandoned location, so tune into the next one for that, folks. I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with the next one, wherever I end up going.